Hello yet again, lovely people of YouTube. Hope you're all very, very well indeed. Let me get my microphone actually where it should be so you can hear me properly. Welcome to another Donger Deck discussion. Today we are looking at updating a deck that did quite well, but nowhere near as well as it should have done. Because as I hope you all know that I adore symbiosis. I like cards reflecting off other cards. I like good curved decks. I like combo things to go off more often than I expect. So initially, my concept was Leona Stun. Here we go, like Soldier, Fae, Hush, Zenith Blade, Bastions, Denies, Morning Light, and 3 Infinite Mind Splitters, and it performed okay. And it did. It performed really quite well. I quite like the deck, but it was not powerful enough and not consistent enough either. But Leona is, oh my god, I love Leona, and I don't actually know why she isn't my wallpaper on my screen. So I think I will actually have to sort this out, because if I go to here, you know, Ray's Morning Light. So I have updated this deck with some of the new cards that came out in the past patch, and it is now consistent, and it is a good deck. It was a good deck to start off with. I had the basis for it in this one, so in this deck, I had a lot going on, but I think I've now got it to the point that it consistently needs to be at. So we're doing a lot of stunning. We're still with Yasuo. We're still with Leona. But this deck's, oh god, this deck's good. And if you came across this while you were in YouTube, you will have seen the thumbnail. And the thumbnail and name of the deck is Sneaky Stun, because this is what I've added in. And the main change is this. Welcome to the Sneaky Zeebles. Now, when this card got released, I was very meh. That's crap. It's crap, yes, because no 5-cost unit should be 3/3. And tell you, what are you getting for your 5 mana? Now, here's the thing. I've only put 2 of these in the deck, but it's still superbly good. Superbly good. And there are other cards that I've done. I want Yasuo leveled the minute he hits the board. So we've 3 Leona, 3 Yasuo. For 5 mana, you can get this. Which, if you play first, you get a random non-champion Daybreak card in hand, as it's always day for us, and he is 5s right across. We've got 3 of these. Sneaky Zeebles is a 3/3. So why is it good? Well, an awful lot of decks, if you go through Mobilytics or decks of Runeterra and have a look at them, an awful lot of them only have like 2 power. Like Diana only has 2 power. Tarek only has 2 power. You know, and then you kind of go through the full list of things and you go, dead, 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 dead. That just explodes anyway. Dead, dead. Okay, that'll live. Dead, 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 dead. As you can see, there's an awful lot, and that's only 2 regions. So when you put up all the 1, 2, and 3 cost units, most of them have only got 2 power in there anyway. To be able to drop this down later, I mean, it just completely levels Yasuo. Whether you've got him on the board or not, he is one of the champions that when you're stunning or recalling units, off we go. And that got me thinking. I was only stunning things and not really recalling anything in my original Leona Yasuo stun deck. So, I took what I know has been working really well. I dropped about 15 cards and I rebuilt the deck. And its win rate is much higher. So we have the old favorites. So we have 14 cards from Ionia. We have 26 from Targon. Now, what's the differences? Well, when we get to differences, I will bring them up. We have gone for the full Solari package again because it levels Leona. Leona will then stun every time you play a Daybreak card, which means that Yasuo will then attack it. He will do 2 to it until he's leveled, and then he will literally be doing at least 5, which is fantastic. So, the Solari Soldier becomes a 3-3, the Solari Shieldbreaker becomes a 3-6, and the Solari Priestess is a 1-2 that gives you a Celestial card that costs 4, 5, or 6. If you get those 3 out in your opening hand, keep them. And then any other Daybreak card after that, including Leona, levels her up, guaranteeing every Daybreak card after that is a stun. So that's a good thing. What happens if you don't get them? Well, we have other things that we can do. So that's the Solari package. Soldier, that will 3-3 back to 2-2, 3-2, 3-2 after it's a 3-6, and that to get a Celestial card. Fade Blade Twirler is still a 3-off in this deck because we are stunning and recalling quite a lot, and it grants it +2 power, which is fantastic, which would put you over, my little trick, because it's now 3, right? So the sneaky little geezers can't actually stun him. But no one's really playing that card, and this is the thing I love about Runeterra. There are so many cards people aren't playing that are great, and the Sneaky Zeeple is great. 3 of these, and I wanted to run 3 of the next card, which is one of the first new cards in here, but I only went for 2. And that's the Navari Conspirator. Cost 2 is elusive. Play me, recall an ally. So you can literally drop the Solari Soldier on 1. On 2, drop that down, you get that back in your hand. And then on turn 3, you can play the Soldier again, and that's 2 Daybreaks. All the time, without even fighting, you're leveling up Yasuo. That has been utterly critical to make sure that when you play him, he is 1 off, if not already leveled. Brilliant. Superb addition. But 3 is probably too much because you need to have the units. And what I really enjoy doing is if you've got 1, bring back something that's going to give you a bonus on the way back. So like a shield bearer or a soldier will continue the Daybreak the next round. But if you've already got a Navari Conspirator on the out, just replace it. You can just keep replacing these all the time, and it's only costing 2 mana. So by the time you get into the mid game, you can drop another Daybreak, then drop this down, especially if it's on your attack and you're taking your time. And this is quite a slow deck, because we want this to go to like 8, 9, 10 to allow the full build-up of just horribleness that comes out. I used to run 2 Pale Cascades. I'm now running 3. You can, if you play it second, get to draw a card, but 2-1 this round is fantastic. It's actually won me games, so that's pretty good. We've talked about the Shield Bearer and the Priestess. I was running 3 Bastions. I've dropped that down to 2. Primarily because it's still a good card, but no longer costs 3. The 4 cost has changed its usage. It's still burst, it's still great. You still get a spell shield, you still get +1/+1. It is still fantastic. Now, I was also running 3 Steel Tempests, which have been taken out to add in other cards. But we're definitely not getting rid of that. So, this is one of the most critical cards in this specific stun deck. Remember that stunning and recalling levels Yasuo. Yasuo is this deck's main primary win condition to destroy the opposition. You will stun an enemy to summon a Tail of the Dragon. Now, let's just say this is turn 5. Stun an enemy and you get this. If you have a Navari Conspirator, you will then recall it, and you can recall this to go back to this. So you don't lose a card, and then you can stun again and keep this going for a couple of turns. All the time leveling up Yasuo. That's the reason we ran 3 the first time, but it's very hard without Will of Ionia to recall things back. And at 5 mana, I think that is not mana efficient enough. But to be able to do it for 2 with the Navari Conspirator, to then gain, you lose your 3/2 unit, but then you can stun another thing, and now you've got 2 of Yasuo's 5 things that you need to stun or recall done in 2 cards. Fantastic. Brilliant if you're playing Braum or wanting things to come in, or against Soraka that wants to damage up so she can level up. Well then, just don't. No. Yeah, that's not happening. Go away. Let's continue, shall we? So that's us up to 4. And then this deck does go kind of expensive. Leona, Daybreak 4 times, levels up, keeps stunning, which is great. Yasuo, stun and recall an enemy. Remember, every stun that she does also levels up Yasuo. Now, Yasuo is a 4/4. She is a 3/5. She goes to a 4/6. He goes to a 5/5. I was running 3 Morning Lights. I have dropped that down to just 1. This is when you have 2 options. You drop the 5 as it's slow before they put down another unit if you are on defense. On offense, if you're as wide as hell and got a whole load of Daybreak characters on the board, everything gets 2/2 regardless. But if you play this first, on offense, every single ally Daybreak affects it once. That means, let's put this into perspective, the Soldier becomes a 3/3. The Shield Breaker becomes a 3/6. Your Priestess will then invoke a card. If you have a Raven out, he will give you a new Daybreak card. Leona will stun, and Raven will give another stun. There's 6 things that will happen, and then the 2/2 goes off. Phenomenal. Now imagine Yasuo's there. It's brilliant. It is brilliant. Why are we not running 3? Because there are far better ways of getting the stun off quicker by just playing cards and characters. So we've reduced this down to 1. I always ran 3 Ravens because he's just brilliant. He is absolutely brilliant. With a level Leona, he is the backbone of the deck. He's a huge unit. It takes a lot to get rid of him, and we've got 3 of. So what else have we put in? Okay, so we have went for the Sneaky Zeebles. As I say, great little card. Great art too. So these guys are all very happy, and they're floating around in the Freljord world, which is kind of nice. It's pretty nice. Up on Mount Targon, being all cool and groovy. But if you get to stun enemies with 2 or less power, you are elected. Added to which, it's a 3/3 elusive. That's one of the best elusive things in the game at any cost. No, it is not the Windfarer that does 7. That is the best by itself without being made elusive card in the game. But this will consistently just do 3 damage every single time. And unless you're being overwhelmed by massive sort of things like the new spooky karma that people are starting to play again, you might need to block with this. But if you can't, and you're getting really close to killing them down, because spooky karma, you can put them down to 3 or 4 or 5 real quick. Unless they vengeance this, it ain't doing anything. And it just isn't. And even if they were to grasp this to take the 3, That's one of the reasons why we are running 3 Pale Cascades, because then all of a sudden this now becomes a 5-4, which can win the game because it's an elusive unit. I really like it, but I don't like it enough to run 3 of. And in testing, 3 of is not good. 2 is perfect. And also by using 2, I get to put in this Wonder Geezer, who will win you the game all by himself. He's a 6/6 that stuns 2 enemies upon play. Upon play for both of these characters. So we aren't running any 6 drops at all. We've went from 5 into 7, 2 of these. The fact that this is a 6/6, you've probably got a Yasuo down. He's probably leveled. You choose who you want to be stunned. Yeah, it's pretty decent. And then if that isn't good enough, we're running 3 infinite mind splitters where you pick 2 enemies. Pick the ones with the most amount of damage and health, because then Yasuo is hitting them all the time. The next round too, hit their champions, take them out of the game. This is the best card to play on defense, on offense, because if you play it at the end of the round, that's him done. And then Yasuo will be hitting for at least 2, if not 5, if not 7, if not whatever. This is a stun deck that stuns from everywhere. And then for a wee bit of a meme, I went for this because I think this card needed a one-off. And more than just a morning light. The idea of ruination from probably my favorite region in the game is brilliant, but it just kills everything. This is fantastic. But what if you have one of these? They have 5 units, and you have 5 units, and you recall 9. This guy is now a 19-3 quick attack unit. Just think about that. A 19-3. If he's actually been up and maybe as a 5-3, this guy, all by himself, can win the game if you do this on your attack turn. And yes, I know it is a slow spell. But to be able to do this when they've only got spell mana left, Grasp's about the only thing that'll do 3 damage if you're playing Shadow Eyes. Yes, Get Excited can kill him, but the chance for you to be able to win a lot of games with just the Blade Twirler, yeah, that's pretty damn good. There's no real point keeping Yasuo. Not really. Unless you need to level him up. That's a good thing to do. But outside of that, keeping this guy as your only unit, and it's recalling. You recall all other units and landmarks. Landmarks are very popular at the minute. For them to just disappear back into your hand. And anything that the landmark has helped, granted, given, all the things from the Abyss, now they're all back in your hand at full price. Anything from Feel the Rush, yes, you've got a 10-10-10-10. Now they're in your hand, back at full price. It's superb, but it's a one-off trick pony. But you play this right and time it right, you win. You just win. And the best way to win is to use this. Count the amount of units that will come back. Let them put things up, and then let them fill. You want to see their board massive. Put a unit down. they'll put a unit down. You pass, they'll put another unit down. You pass, a third unit down. Now they've got 5, that's when you hit it. Now all of a sudden it's an 11-3. You don't have to have massive, because any units that you have down are also granting you +2. So even if you have 2 other units, okay, and 7 go back, he's a 15-3. You win the game. Playing this on offense wins you the game. So this, in my opinion, is much more consistent. Stuns everywhere, and I've got more stuns in this than I did in the original stun deck. The deck code for this sneaky stun deck is in the pinned comments, along with a whole load of Facebook, Twitter, and all that sort of stuff. Invitations, all in the pinned comments. Try the deck out, let me know. I will answer every comment or question that you have. My name is Sis Holocron from the Dongers of Runeterra. Thank you very, very much for the 20 minutes that you've given me today. Until the next video, thanks for watching. Dongers out.